Well, good morning, good morning. Good morning from Boston, Massachusetts, and I hope some of my members will join me. If you're not a member, you can click join and become one. But even if you're not able to, you can watch and learn, and hopefully we'll have a good learning session together today. We have about 30 minutes or so. I might go over, depending on whether or not questions come in or if there's really active participation. I'm happy to do more than 30 minutes, but 30 minutes is my pledge. Let me first check the audio and video. If anyone's watching and wants to give me a thumbs up to let me know that the audio and video are good on your end, I would appreciate it. Let me take a quick look at my laptop. Yes, Thumb Ho is here. Welcome, welcome. Actually, good evening to you because I know where you are. I hope you're doing well. I hope your Friday has gone well. For me, it's just starting out. It's a little after 10 o'clock in the morning. I know for some of you it's already evening. So thank you for taking time out of your day or your night to be with me. Looks like we're good to go. As we're waiting for a few more people to join in, I'll tell you something funny. Right before I started, I'm having trouble with my keyboard. First of all, the keyboard is quite old and the letters were rubbing off, which isn't too much of a problem because I can type pretty well without looking. But then I decided, I don't know, a few months ago. Hey, Manuel. Good to have you here. Good afternoon. So I bought these little stickers to go on top of the keys because I know where the English letters are, but I try to force myself to type more in Russian because speaking is easier than writing, and typing is really hard, especially when I had to remember where the Russian letters were. So I bought these little stickers and I put them on, and everything was good for a while, but then little by little the stickers were coming off. Sometimes I'm typing and the stickers just fly off as my fingers move fast. So just before I started, I got this. I don't know if you can see. Can you guess what this is? This was my quick little solution. I hope it works so that if I type right now, the stickers won't fly off the keyboard. There's usually there is adhesive, something that helps it hold on, like tape. There's adhesive on the stickers, but it's wearing off. There's a good phrasal verb. And so sometimes the little stickers come off or fly off, more phrasal verbs. So this was my solution, and I hope it's going to work. I hope my fingers will not stick to the keyboard. That would be awful. So can you see what this is? It's a kind of glue and it's very strong. Do you know what we call it? No? Super glue. There's different kinds. Crazy glue, super glue. It's really powerful. So this little packet can give me quite a lot of help with just a few drops. So hopefully my super glue will work and my stickers will stay in place. Okay. Yes, Manuel, I'm going to try to be careful. Has anyone ever used super glue and by accident you get it on your fingers and you start panicking because your fingers stick together? And of course, it's supposed to be permanent, and it's a horrible thought to think that your fingers might stick together. Of course, they can come off. It's just not very nice. I usually get alcohol, rubbing alcohol, or nail polish remover if that happens, but it's not a pleasant experience. All right, I think the keys are going to be okay for me to use my keyboard. So as I said, welcome everyone. I hope that this is going to, oh, hey, look, someone became a member. You can join in, guys. If you see the join button, click become a member, and you can participate in the live chat. So welcome. I see, is it Surendra Babu? Welcome. You just became a member. All right, so let's get started with a warm-up. I'm going to share my screen, work my little magic. Oh, there we are. Can you see what I see? Let me take a quick look. I know there's a delay depending on if an ad played or just on your internet, some people are a few seconds behind. Some people could be as much as a minute behind. So I'll pause sometimes so that the comments can catch up to where I'm at. Okay, looks like things are good. I wonder if I can make that a little bigger for you guys. How's that? Ugh, I think there's getting hair in my mouth. Hey, another person has joined us. My hippo is here. I know where you are at. Welcome from Japan. Okay. All right, guys, so let's warm up. Today is September 2nd. Yesterday was September 1st. My kids went back to school on August 31st. So summer vacation is over here in the U.S. In fact, cousins in the state of Pennsylvania were back in school last week. So it all depends on the state and the school district. But summer vacation is over. A lot of people use summer vacation to take trips or travel, but you don't even have to go far, especially if you still have concerns about COVID, because it hasn't gone away completely, right? But there are many ways we can spend a vacation: summer vacation, winter vacation. How do you like to spend a summer vacation? That's my first question for you all. What are some common ways people spend a vacation? And these photos might give you some ideas. I'll just let you think for a moment. You can write your own ideas, how you like to spend a vacation, or you can choose one of the photos, and that might help you come up with ideas. There's a good phrasal verb: come up with, right? Create, produce, come up with an idea. Yes, it's free time for doing whatever you want, right? Isn't that amazing? Fewer obligations, fewer responsibilities. You can spend time doing what you want to do. Free time for doing whatever we want to do. hmm If you'd like, try writing a sentence about the different photos. What do you see these people doing? And are these activities things that you personally would enjoy? By the way, I get a lot of my photos from Pixabay. It's a site with copyright or royalty-free photos. It's a wonderful place to go and look at interesting photos. And one way you can test your English and practice every day is just to choose an interesting photo and describe it. You can do this orally, just talk out loud. Pick up your phone and record yourself, and describe a photo, everything you see, right? Then you could always do it again, hoping that the second time will be better, that you won't have any pauses, you'll have fewer mistakes, it will flow better. Or you could do this as a writing exercise. Give yourself a minute or so to jot down all kinds of ideas, then take another minute or two to form full sentences. Okay, going to the beach. You mean laying under the sun? Lying. I'd say lying under the sun, right? I'd say going to the beach, sunbathing, resting under the sun. You need money for traveling, true. Some of our plans require a budget, so you have to make sure you have enough money to do those activities. But there are plenty of free activities like this one. And well, if you have this, you can do it for free. Of course, you have to get to a site that would be enjoyable, that would be pleasant to be in. Enjoy. Yes. Are you enjoying yourself? Do you enjoy these activities? Mm-hmm. Yes, the way you could look at vacation is it could be just something passive, just a time, a period of rest. But some people like to be active, and so we think about the activities that we do, going somewhere, doing something, accomplishing something. Many want, without the S, many want to go on a trip. or return to hometown to stay with family. I agree. That's what I did. If you've been following me on social media, I went back to my home state of Pennsylvania. I went to my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So that statement, many want to go on a trip or return home or return to their hometown and stay with family. Manuel's saying, aha, think guys, relaxed versus relaxing. Relaxed versus relaxing. How do these people feel? How do they look? If we talk about these people, none of them look stressed. Of course, he looks thoughtful, but I don't think he's stressed. Stressed. He looks relaxed, and he's very relaxed. His position, what he's looking at, tells me he's relaxed. She's smiling. She looks relaxed. This family is relaxed. They're in a relaxing place. Remember, we talk about how we feel. That's the ED form. I'm relaxed now. The things that make us feel that way are the ING form. This is a very relaxing activity. He's sitting in nature. He's reading. Reading is relaxing. Reading is a gerund, ing. Reading is relaxing. Relaxing is an adjective. This is a relaxing place, a relaxing setting. True. These look more passive, these look more active. That's a good observation. Time for hanging out in the evening with friends and family. Yes, spending time with friends and family, hanging out with friends, right? Spending time, hanging out, good phrasal verb, to hang out with people, to spend time with them. Very good. So what I'd say here, let's focus on the ED-ING. He looks relaxed. He's reading on a bench by this. Doesn't it look like a sea? By the sea? I think so. Right. And in this second guy, I'd say this is a very relaxing setting. It's confusing when we have INGs. This is our verb, he's reading. Here I'm using ING as an adjective, a relaxing setting. Do you know what this is called, guys? You can sit on it, you can sleep on it. He's in a hammock. I hope I spelled that correctly. Hammock. Okay. All right, let me go a little bigger so you can see my writing. I know some of you might be on your phones, so I'll just zoom in just a little bit so you can see. He looks relaxed, this young man. He's reading on a bench by the sea. And this guy is also very relaxed. He's in a hammock. This is a very relaxing setting. Okay. And if we come down here, what might you say? Let me steal this formatting. Whoopsies, right there. Okay. Beaches. Some choose beaches, others are taking the mountain or nature. These are common places. Beaches, the sea, the mountains. Often we use mountains in the plural, like hike in the mountains, unless there's like one big mountain that you go to. Or just be in nature. We can use nature that way as an uncountable noun. Okay. What is she doing? She's riding her bike. She also looks very relaxed. She's riding her bike to or from the beach. That's my guess, right? She lives next to the ocean, so maybe she's going or maybe she's coming back. She's riding her bike to and from the beach. This guy's riding too. Let's go over to this one in the family. What are they doing? Did anyone use that word? Yeah, doesn't it look fun? If you've never tried a hammock, wouldn't it be fun to try? I like this a lot more than being close to two trees. Personally, I worry about insects crawling on me. So this looks like a nice setting. I don't think I want to sleep in a hammock. Okay, this activity. Manuel, fun idea. I think you might be missing a T. Put on weight, or gain weight. I don't know, they all look pretty healthy to me. Everyone's, even read, that's good for your mind, good for your soul, good for your body here. Looks like they're all pretty healthy. I don't think they're going to put on weight. Yes, they're hiking in the mountains. And definitely there's more than one, so we're going to use the plural. They're hiking in the mountains. So INGs can be gerunds, they can be activities. Actually, this one, though, is part of the verb, right? Are hiking, is riding. But riding bikes and hiking can also be gerunds, activities. I love riding my bike. I love hiking. Now I'm using gerunds. One thing to remember is the difference between EDs and INGs for the adjectives, right? If you want to talk about how you feel, it's most likely going to be an ED form or that the past participle, right? He looks relaxed. And then here, ing, this is our present participle. This is the place that makes you feel relaxed. It's a relaxing setting. Hey, stunning lad one, good to see you here. Okay, so again, what could you do? Maybe I'll challenge my members at the end of the live stream. I'm going to post at least one or more follow-up tasks. It's wonderful to choose a photo and describe it, right? Even just one or two sentences, but challenging yourself to use some of your, pull yourself and push yourself to see what kind of vocabulary you can use. It can start out with simple ideas, it's fine, but with additional time, you might come up with a more creative way, a more beautiful way of expressing an idea. Okay? All right. I did invite members to post questions. Before I went live, I checked the comments, and one member had posted some comments to share, and I'd like to look at them all together, and we can perhaps help by rephrasing these statements and clarifying the ideas, perhaps correcting any punctuation. So that's the first thing that we can do together right now. Okay? Going on vacation in and of itself does not mean to have a good time. True. Isn't that true? We think that we hope that vacations are going to be restful or at least exciting, depending on what kind of plans you have. But we all know that if you've taken enough vacations, not everything goes the way that we want. And yes, sometimes vacations can turn out to be stressful if the weather is horrible, for example. Good point, Manuel. Okay. All right. So a member wrote that I work in the supply chain logistics business as export coordinator. I know you are noticing I still need a lot, so anything you can share with us will be great to me regarding Grammarly. I'm still watching your videos. Well, I'm glad you're watching my videos. The very first thing I'm going to do is consider why my computer is underlining that statement. And it looks like we don't really need that ly, right? Regarding what? Regarding grammar. Grammarly is a software program, but grammar is the subject that we study, right? I also see that there are two ideas here. This is the start of a second idea, so what we really need is a period, okay? I work in the chain supply. If this is a hyphen to join these two together, let's close it up. Or you might even do it like this. I work in the chain supply logistics business. Coordinator, is that countable or uncountable? Think about people, professions, teacher, stylist, coach, trainer, doctor, nurse, engineer, lawyer. All of these jobs are things that we can count. If we can count it, you need an article. This is before the letter E, a vowel sound, so you need an. How do you work? You work in that business as an export coordinator. Yeah, I see Grammarly advertised on many videos. Okay. I know you know this is not necessary because what you really have is that. We don't have to repeat the word that. It's understood. I know that. I think that. I believe that. We can take it out, but just because we take it out does not mean that we have to put a comma in there. Same thing here. I know you're noticing this is not necessary because what you're really saying is that. I know you're noticing that I still need a lot. You could also use a different verb tense. If it started in the past and continues to now, what verb tense could we use? Yes, Manuel, you got that? This is fine. It's okay. I think there's something more appropriate, another verb form that's more appropriate. Okay, think about it. This member has commented more than once, so I'm familiar with how she writes. It started in the past at some point, it's not important when, and she still posts now. What verb form is that? Hint? Connection from past to present. Present perfect. So what does that mean? How about that? I know you have noticed that I still need a lot. A lot of what? You can specify. I know you have noticed. You could also say you have probably, if you're assuming. And remember, if you have an adverb and you have a verb with two or more parts, put that adverb after the first helping verb. Have, probably. I know you have probably noticed that I still need a lot of help, a lot of support, or I need to learn a lot. I still need to improve a lot. We all need to improve a lot. I make plenty of mistakes myself. No, not even teachers are perfect. So remember that. We make plenty of mistakes ourselves, but we try. We all try our best. That's the key here. Present perfect, yes. Hinchung, okay. I would add exporter and need to improve my English for this job. Yes, you could also separate it. There's two ideas. Because you have a few clauses here, I know, you have noticed, I still need to improve a lot. There are three ideas here, three clauses. You could separate it. I need to improve a lot, and I know you've probably noticed. But I'm going to leave this because I want to keep it as close to possible as the original statement, so I'm not changing too much. I know you've probably noticed that I still need to improve a lot. So anything you can share with us will be great. Great, not to me, but great for me. Hey, Harry, 300, welcome, welcome as a member. Anything you can share with us will be great for me. And you know what you could do here? You could put especially regarding grammar. And this is fine. I'm still watching your videos. Or I still watch your videos. It's fine. You can use that present progressive. But generally when it's something that is a regular habit, we can use the simple present. Like, what do you do? I exercise. What does she do? She rides her bike. She rides her bike a lot, right? At this moment in this picture, she's riding her bike, but in general, she likes to ride. She rides to the beach quite often. What do you do? I watch your videos. But it's fine. I'm going to let it go. It's okay. Good placement of using still after the first helping verb. Okay, so now it's been revised. Yes, you can improve. It's with or without an object. I need to improve. I want to improve. Or you can say what you want to improve. Okay. By the way, let me see if I still have this here. Um, let's go here. There we go. Um, any of these learner dictionaries, I like the former Merriam-Webster. They now call it Britannica.com. But let's see. What do I want to do? Improve. Learner's dictionaries will tell you the grammar. Okay, improve is a verb, and they show you immediately that yes, we often use an object, but you don't have to. So if you're not sure about the grammar, go to a learner's dictionary and confirm. I need to improve my English, or simply I need to improve. You can use it with or without an object. Okay? Hey, Harry. We're doing great. Let's go on to this next one. The member wrote, I do not know what to say. I think it depends on the moment. I love the sunrise when it's quiet and you can enjoy a cup of coffee. I also love the sunset with the feeling of when everything returns to calm, getting ready for a celebration. I believe this was in response. I posted some photos for my members. If you're a member, also visit the community tab at least once a week. Sometimes I like to share just personal photos, and I might ask you a question. And I believe I shared some photos of different times of day, like the morning, dawn, sunrise, the afternoon, and then the evening with the sunset. What do you like? What time of the day do you enjoy? And so this member was focusing on the sunrise. I don't know what to say. She was thinking, it's hard to choose morning, afternoon, or evening, right? I don't know what to say. You could also phrase that as being more. Do you not know what to say because you don't have the words, or because it's hard to choose? I think it's the latter. It is hard for me to choose, or it's hard for me to say what time of the day I like best. I think that's a clearer way to express this idea. It is hard for me to say what time of the day I like best. I think it depends on the moment. I love the sunrise when we need a subject. I see a verb, but we need a subject. When it is quiet and you can enjoy a cup of coffee. If you're going to put this idea as a continuation, you need to think of a conjunction that helps us join these two ideas together. And I'll wait for a member to make a suggestion. So the member is saying she loves sunrise, and then there's a contrasting idea. This member loves the sunset. What can we put here to keep this as one sentence? When it is quiet, yes, we're missing that subject. We put it in. Everything is calm, and everything is calm. You're jumping ahead, but that's good. I like your idea. And I am getting ready. Well, we'll think about this in a moment. What exactly that idea is, we can clarify. Oh, Harry, I like that. Yes, yes. Okay, so there's a couple different ways, more than two ways we could express this contrast. If you do on the other hand, Harry, it's going to be like this. On the other hand, and then we continue. This is a good contrasting phrase. It's a transition, and we start a new sentence. On the other hand, comma, and that would mean up here we'd have to say on the one hand, because this is kind of a paired set of transitions. On the one hand, on the other hand. That's possible. On the one hand, I love the sunrise when it is quiet and you can enjoy a cup of coffee. On the other hand, I also love the sunset with the feeling of ... Ah, same thing. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put this. Let me me see what I can do here. Doop. I like that suggestion too. At the same time, another, I also love right? So I love the sunrise. At the same time, I also love the sunset. So on the other hand, at the same time, however, could also work. Or we can go back to the idea of a coordinating conjunction. You can continue the sentence, cup of, ugh, guess what's happening? My finger is sticking to the super glue. My idea didn't work. Cup of coffee, but I also love. So here's a difference. Some of these solutions start a new sentence. The coordinating conjunction continues the sentence and creates a compound sentence. On the other hand, starts a new sentence. Furthermore, hey, that's a good idea. I like furthermore. Furthermore is an addition. So for example, the person could say, I love the sunrise when it is quiet. Furthermore, it's the perfect time for a cup of coffee. So furthermore is an addition. Furthermore is also quite formal, but that's fine because we're not speaking too conversationally here. Okay. All right, let's consider this last idea because I think it needs to be clarified. I also love the sunset with the feeling of, you know what I think? This gets where it went. I also love the sunset. I don't think we need this. When everything returns, when everything becomes calm, when everything becomes calm, and I'm getting ready for, I don't know if you're speaking poetically, like a celebration of the day, a celebration of nature, a celebration of just being. Everything becomes calm. It could be, and I'm getting, and let's go back to your idea with feel. When everything goes, and I feel like I am ready for a celebration of some kind. Maybe, right? What do you want to celebrate? Maybe every evening it's a little celebration of life. That's a beautiful thought. Or moreover, also. Moreover. Furthermore, moreover, are additions. So again, if you want to add on ideas, like I love the sunrise because it's quiet. Moreover, it's the perfect time for a cup of coffee, right? So furthermore, moreover are additions. You could also simply use the word also as a transition. I love the sunrise when it is quiet and you can enjoy a cup of coffee. Also, I love the sunset because everything becomes calm and I feel like I'm ready for a celebration of some kind. Manuel, I love the sunrise when it is calm. You need to insert a new subject, Manuel. When it is calm and I can enjoy a cup of coffee. Or you can enjoy a cup of coffee. Period. At the same time, comma. New sentence. So at the same time, on the other hand, these are transition phrases that start a new sentence. Okay? When we're speaking, it doesn't matter, but if you're writing them, it will matter. At the same time, I have a good feeling with the sunrise, or I have a good feeling at sunrise or about the sunrise. When quiet time comes back. Quiet time, third person singular. When quiet time comes back, or merely, I do simply, I am ready for a party. Yes, I don't know if the member meant an actual party of some sort. So lots of ideas. For a celebration. Okay, so you can do for A celebration, that's a noun. You could use the gerund for celebrating something. But I wasn't sure what the member meant, so I'm being vague and general to keep the options open. Grammatically, yes, you could say for celebrating, but let's use for a celebration of some kind, and that leaves the door open to different possibilities. Can we use something for celebrating something? We can combine your idea, Harry, with Abed Omar's idea. I'm ready to celebrate something. How about that? I'm ready to celebrate something. Or I'm ready for a celebration of some kind. Okay? So for plus a noun or noun phrase for a celebration, or for plus a gerund for celebrating something. Okay? Good job. Okay, so guys, participate when I post on the community tab. Members, read my responses, but look and see what other members have posted, because you can learn from each other. I'm not always able to offer corrections on all the comments that get posted in general, public and otherwise, but sometimes I do, especially if I think that people can benefit from certain corrections or suggestions that I make. But to this specific member who shared her comments, thank you. Thank you for generously sharing your thoughts so that we all had something to look at. We talked about commas just now, and that was another question that came in. Okay, YouTube members, visit the community tab. We'll have some extra practice, probably on punctuation. I think that would be useful. But the general question came in about commas, and so I'd like to do a quick review of that right now. Okay. Yeah, celebration of a birthday. Yeah, this particular member, Manuel, was a woman. Becomes calm. Did I put a becomes calm? No, I spelled it correctly. Is celebrated. Okay, guys, let's move on. When do we use commas? I listed some of the most common places where commas are needed. Commas are used in writing, often in speaking. Commas are felt because we pause. So let me read this, and as I read it, you'll hear, hopefully, where commas should be. And members, you can then rewrite the sentence and insert the commas where they need to go. Where do commas go? Whoopsies. Where do commas go? They hiked, rode bikes, and swam in the river. They hiked, rode bikes, and swam in the river. When you read a text aloud, when you look at the sentence, punctuation guides you. Often the commas and the periods tell you where the thought groups are, and then you read those groups of words as one phrase, linking all of those words together. So you don't have to read a long sentence all on one breath, right? We have thought groups, and punctuation marks those thought groups often for us. Okay, they're coming in. Hiked, rode bikes. Yes, Harry. But, Yes. My hippo, I see it after bikes. But okay. Anywhere else though? Stunning Lad 1. Yes, Harry, you got it there. And Stunning Lad, I see. They hiked, rode bikes, and swam in the river. This one people discuss and debate and argue about. It's just a pattern. Growing up, I don't think they taught us to put a comma after the item before the conjunction. But as I began to teach English and started noticing patterns in academic English, this was the pattern I learned. So in a lot of academic writing, I see that final comma to separate all the items in a series. So, but it is optional. If you have 3 items, it's 1 comma, 2 and 3, or 1 comma, 2 comma, and 3. Your choice. I'm going to put it in. They hiked, rode bikes, and swam in the river. Okay. You also need commas in a compound sentence when you're joining two clauses together, two complete ideas together with those fanboys. Fanboys, Fanboys. These are our coordinating conjunctions that help us create compound sentences. But is a fanboy, is a coordinating conjunction. So I see that somebody posted, yes, Stunning Lad 1. And Manuel. Yes. And again, if we're reading it aloud, I have two thought groups now. I'd mark it like this. If I were reading this and practicing punctuation, I know the period is a full stop and the comma is an end of a thought group. The weather was cool, but we still went to the beach. The weather was cool, but we still went to the beach. Punctuation guides our intonation. Okay. We also need commas in a complex sentence after the initial dependent clause. So a complex sentence has an adverb clause. Words like when, before, after are time clauses. Because, if, what else? Not thinking off those are the ones off the top of my head. But adverb clauses placed in the first position, the initial position, will then be followed by the main clause. So we're going to separate the two clauses, the two ideas, with a comma. So let's see. What do you guys have for 3? Stunning Lad and Manuel. Yes, good job. Okay, so you see subject, verb, subject, verb. This is my main clause. And this one has the adverb of time. So this is my dependent clause. A main clause is the independent clause, and this is where I need the comma. Often when we switch the two and an adverb clause comes second, we don't usually need a comma. Okay. When I visited Pennsylvania, I spent time with my cousins. Okay, good job. After introductory words or phrases, as we saw. On the other hand, furthermore, moreover, right? At the same time, we use a comma after those transition words because they're transitioning from one idea to another, but they're also introductory words. There are a couple common intonation patterns. Some people go up, like at the same time. Or I often use the fall rise at the same time. Okay. So in number 4, what do you guys have? Yes, someone remembers that my cousin was Gina. Okay. Fortunately, I can go up or I can use that fall rise pattern. Fortunately, my son was able to share the long drive with me. Okay. If you followed me on YouTube and especially Instagram, where I posted a lot on my story, my son helped. We had to drive from Massachusetts through New York down to Pennsylvania, and then back again. That was Pennsylvania to, where did we go? New York, Connecticut, and back to Massachusetts. It's a long drive, lots of traffic, bad weather. So thankfully, my son has his driver's license now and he can help. So he was able to give me a break, and he got lots of experience on the highway with big tractor trailers and bad weather, traffic. So he has a lot of experience now behind the wheel. Fortunately, my son was able to share the long drive with me. Okay, let's see. Yes, Manuel, since the start of spring. Yes, the stories are up there for 24 hours. Okay, Manuel, Stunning Lad 1. Since the start of spring, that's an introductory word, just single word, or it could be a whole phrase, a prepositional phrase. But here's my main sentence. We've been visiting college campuses. Right? Because my son is in his last year of college and it's time to, or last year of high school, it's time to apply. Since the start of spring, fortunately, and you hear my voice. So commas are used in writing. Our voice tells us where a comma is, or at least we should reflect the comma with our voice with the slight pause and an appropriate intonation pattern. Some people like to go up, like fortunately, since the start of spring. I like the fall rise pattern. Fortunately, since the start of spring, we've been visiting college campuses, and then I use falling intonation at the end. Okay? Couple more uses. After a greeting in a personal letter or email, greetings are like the highs and hellos and the dears. So I know it's okay to use an exclamation point. I've seen people use dashes and whatnot. I do not recommend leaving it alone. I would put something there, and most commonly we use the comma. Hi, Kamiko. How have you been? How's the family? Did you take a vacation? Okay. Yeah, so, okay. When you're in the email and you're writing, for example, you could say, did you take a vacation? I wanted to, wait, you always have the most interesting trips, Kamiko. If I'm using her name again and I'm talking to her, I would use a comma before her name. So inside a message or a statement, if you're addressing a person, you put a comma before their name. But again, letters or emails, after the greeting, use the comma. I have seen some people do this, but I think it's overkill. It's really not necessary. It's more common to write it like this. Okay? Yeah. Okay, let's do this quick exercise. Numbers. I have a private student, and she makes me laugh because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is what I had to do with my Russian tutor not too long ago. I think I can handle a lot of conversation generally in Russian, but sometimes the simple topics like numbers can be very confusing, especially in Russian. But any case, so I have one student this couple of days ago, or was it yesterday, we were practicing reading numbers with decimals, percentages, and whatnot. So I'm going to challenge you to actually read my words and write the numerals. So, for example, if I say 8, then I want you to write 8. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Can you write the numerals? And I'd like to see the formatting as the standard formatting used in American English. Can you please write these 3 numbers? Mahiba, you can write, I'm afraid to ride shotgun. Take out the article. Ride shotgun. Guys, that's a fun phrase. Ride shotgun is to be the passenger. Well, my son gets so upset with me because I can't always keep my mouth shut when I'm the passenger. I'm like, don't do that, slow down. I'm always giving directions, corrections. And yes, sometimes I panic. Like, you don't need to go 80, slow down. A lot of people, oh my gosh, drive so fast though. I don't know if you understand 80 miles per hour. It's pretty darn fast, but sometimes everyone around you is going 80, so it's just the norm that everyone's going 80. It's scary. 80 is very fast, 80 miles per hour. Okay. Oh, you're so welcome, stunning lad. 1. Thank you so much. Love is that a super chat? Thank you for the super chat. Okay. Harry. Yes. Yes. 2,500. Okay, so we have the hundreds and then we use a comma to get into the thousands. Okay, every three digits we have a comma. So in American English we do 2 comma 500, 2,500, 2,500. Oh my gosh, it's 90. I don't remember the last time I've done 90. 80 is pretty common here in New England and also in Pennsylvania. Tell my son, though, you have to be careful driving in another state because you can get a ticket and they know that you're not going to fight it if it's not a ticket that you should have received. But still, also if you are out of state, they can tell because of your license plate. So I think it's better to be cautious in another state because they might target you. Like, welcome to New York, and by the way, our speed limit is 55. So if you're going 80, they will definitely give you a ticket, not just a warning. But I would allow him to go 80 only if everybody else is going 80, meaning we're not in the fast lane, we're in the slow lane. And if you're going 55, everyone's going around you and getting angry at you. But usually, if the conditions become wet or dangerous, I say let them go fast, slow it down. So I try to keep them at the speed limit or just a little higher. But there are times when everyone is flying, and boy, you have to be careful. But sometimes the flow of traffic is pushing you, and the tractor trailers behind you flash their lights if you're going too slow because they have a big weight and they need to keep going. So you have no choice sometimes to go over, but you have to go over the speed limit. Boy, it's scary sometimes that the other traffic can pressure you to go much faster. So it's about learning when it's appropriate, when it's okay to go over the speed limit, because that too is a safety issue. You want to be safe at the same time you want to fit in with the flow of traffic. So I'm also trying to help my son make good judgments of when it's okay to go over, and when you really should just stick to the speed limit. Boy, it was an experience. Okay, the numbers have come in. Harry's on top of things. Let's see if everyone agrees with you. What did I write? 623,000. So we put the comma. Yes. Applause. Yay, yay, Harry got it. Okay, so Ma Hippo and Harry, what have you been writing? Do you agree? Uh-huh. You guys got the right numbers, but look at the commas. Look at the commas. Okay, so this is 623,109. Okay, so millions, we're going to need 2 commas. As soon as I think millions, I'm thinking 2 commas. So look what Harry wrote. I agree. 3,400,000. And then 17. There we go. Yes, Harry's on top of things. Yes, stunning lad. 1, got it. Yes, I agree. So I tell my son, for example, getting back to driving, you want to be with the flow of traffic in general. The flow of traffic means you're going with everyone else and respecting the conditions of the road. There are times, though, when you need to pass. For example, if you're caught behind a truck, you go a little over the speed limit to pass, and when it's safe, you get back into the traveling lane. But as I said, there are times when everybody is going quite fast, and if you're the slow one, you're actually becoming like a disruption. Because everyone has to go around you, which can create more traffic. And then if there are trucks that are not allowed in our left lane, they need you to go faster because they have trouble slowing down. They have a lot of weight. Ugh, driving. It's an experience. Okay, guys, super job. So there's a lot of ways we use commas. Review if you need to. I'll post some exercises on the community tab. Any questions coming in? Oh, did I write correctly? 3,400,017. Oh yeah, I see. Your mistake, not mine. Right. I think I agree with Harry. Okay. Remember, we will have another monthly live stream then in October, probably at the beginning. So when I announce it, members, you need to check the community tab and send in your requests and your questions. There weren't that many this time. I think you still thought I was on vacation, but I'm here, I'm back, and I'll be posting follow-up activities for you guys to do on the community tab. To the new members who've been joining, welcome. Okay, so as a member, click and you'll see the wonderful perks that you get. You get immediate access to some recorded live streams that I did in the past for members only. It's like more than 13 hours. And you get some cool audio gifts through Mojam that you can use on your chat apps. But one wonderful perk is this monthly live stream where you can join the live chat as you've seen the members actively participating, and they'll also get a follow-up task or two on the community tab. And it's all yours just for $1 a month, and it supports my channel. So thank you to everyone who is a member, and to those who've been members for quite some time. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you'd really like to do more, especially without me being the one to do all the talking, then consider joining me on Patreon. This is an ongoing study program. But it is most appropriate for high, intermediate, and advanced students. The pace is fast often. There are no captions. I do speak somewhat like I'm speaking now, but often faster and not as modified. So high, intermediate, and advanced students can join me on Patreon. Why? Because you get more interaction, more support. You have a connection to me through private messages. You get at least one group Zoom session. Sometimes I add in two, that's why I had the S. But officially I only promise one, but like this month my members are getting two. One in the morning, one in the evening. And then there's a live stream that is for members only. So the numbers are really, really low for the live stream. And you get practice tasks throughout the month. So there's quite a lot that you can do just at the lowest level super member. If you go a bit higher, you get a private Zoom session once a month for 20 minutes or 60, depending on what you'd like to do. Okay? Yes, and this month the activity or the focus is phrasal verbs. My Patreon members vote, and they voted in August, and phrasal verbs won by a landslide. Won by a landslide, good expression. So pretty much everybody wanted to study phrasal verbs, and my Patreon members have already received the first quiz of the month to test their knowledge. So if that sounds like something you would benefit from and you are high, intermediate, or advanced, you can consider joining us. Now's the perfect time to join because we're just getting started. We have 2 Zoom sessions coming up and then a live stream. Okay? All right. We do not have time for other activities. I'll be winding down. If there are any final questions, I will quickly answer them. Otherwise, I'm going to let me go back to my screen. There we go. You can see my horrible background. It's kind of plain, and yes, I still have renovations going on in my house. I want this to end. They promised me next week will be the last week. This was supposed to be a few weeks. It became a couple of months. So I still have all my special things covered with plastic because I don't want them to get dusty as they do their work. But I no longer have a hole in my roof. If you watched a live stream on Instagram, you saw that where they cut a hole in my roof to help me build the stairs up to this new office area in the attic. That's the big project of the spring. So last fall we had a lot of projects downstairs, and then right now we're moving up here so that my office can be all ready for me to enjoy in the future. I'm starting to enjoy it, but it's a little hard at the moment because everything's covered in plastic. It doesn't look nice and it's not very convenient, but I'm trying to be patient and I hope this will end next week. Okay? Yep, perhaps we'll do some punctuation. Okay. All right. No final questions. I want to thank the members who joined me for being so active and participating. Welcome again to new members. Thank you very much to old members. Thank you, Stunning Loud One, for the wonderful super chat. I appreciate it. And to everyone who is just watching and learning with us, I hope this was beneficial for everyone. I thank you for joining me and taking time out of your day. And we'll have another live stream in October. Okay. All right. Remember, I'm also on Instagram. I post my reels. I try to post, once or twice a week there. So keep up with my social media posts and we can continue learning through September. Okay, have a wonderful evening if it is nighttime. Have a wonderful day if your Friday is just starting like mine. And I wish you all happy studies. Thank you very much, guys.